This next part is going to deal with inflorescences. Inflorescence is the entire flowering part of the plant. When we deal with these in grasses, there are basically three distinctive types. We have what we call a spike. In the spike, the little flowers or florets, as we call them, are sessile, or they are directly on the stem. Everything is sitting right on the central stem. We've got three different examples of spikes. Everything is sitting right on that central stem. This is a raceme. A raceme looks much like a spike, but there is a difference. This is a close-up of the first part. As we look closer, there's actually a little stalk in between the flower and the central stalk that runs through this. This makes this a raceme because the flowers do not sit directly on the central stalk. They sit on a little elevation in here. If we take one of the seeds on this inflorescence, we see this little bump in here. That part comes off with this particular seed. That is verifying what we have is a raceme. The other type we can have is a panicle. A panicle is basically a compound raceme. We've got branching in here, then we've got more branching, then we've got the little flowers hanging off on this part. It's a much more open inflorescence where we can see a lot of different parts. Let's take this panicle here. This happens to be oats. We're going to break it down. We're going to look at a single flower-like structure in here. You can see this looks like one flower-like structure. If we pull it apart like this, we can see the outside of it. It has what we call a glume. A glume is a leafy-like bract that holds the floret, which are on the inside. When we break this apart, we get the glume here. We have a lemma. A lemma is, again, a covering. On the flower tissue, kind of think of it as somewhat like a petal. We have a palea. The lemma is on the outside, the palea is on the inside. Inside of that, we have an ovary. The anthers are on top. Next to it, there's another floret. Sometimes we have these little flowers, which are called spikelets. Sometimes there's more than one. Sometimes you only have one floret or spikelet. You can see how this begins to get a little bit complex. We've got one of the florets pulled apart. It's got an awn going up the center. Think of the root of the word awning, where it is a covering out. Basically, what the awn does is it makes it more difficult for something to get in and eat it. We've got an ovary in here. We've got the palea on the inner part of the covering. We've got the lemma on the floret, which is the outer part of the outer covering. You can see in this particular case, we've got the various parts of the flower. This is one that's a little bit different. You can see these hairy-like things coming out of it. The hairy-like things are the stigmas and the styles, which are going to catch the pollen. This is one floret that has been pulled apart so you can see the stigma on it. You can also see the anthers over here. That's producing the pollen. The anthers are attached by a very thin little thread that goes onto the inside. If we dissect this and pull it apart, we can see the stigma. You've got the ovary in the center, and the palea has been pulled up. This is all sitting on top of the lemma. This is the inflorescence of corn. Corn has female flowers and it has male flowers. This is the ear, as we would call it. The tassel is up on top. You can see this is the silk. The style and stigmas of female plants which are going to catch the pollen. The male part is found in the tassel, which is on the upper part of the plant. Corn plants are imperfect flowers because they are either male or female. Corn plant is monoecious because it has both male and female flowers on the same plant. This upper part produces the pollen. The pollen gets transmitted down the silk. That's how we get fertilization. When we look at seeds, we call the seed a caryopsis. Over here, we've got several different types. From the top left, we've got barley, we've got maize, we've got rice. On the bottom, it says wheat, wild rice, and oats. These are all what we would call grains. You've probably eaten all of these at some time or another. The caryopsis is a single-seeded fruit that has an outer covering around the outside.